What's up, guys? It's Angel. Ew, awkward intro. Anyways, today I have some really easy but cool nail art to share featuring these amazing holo nail vinyls. This is the third video in my How to Holo series, but these nail vinyls are actually what inspired me to start this series. I don't know why I didn't do them first. I had originally planned this mani out using a light gray subtle holo as the base color, but then right as I was about to start, I saw my Kylie Jenner Sinful Colors polish staring right at me, and I'm so glad that I finally got to use it. As you can see, these vinyls are from Bundle Monster and they come 8 sheets to a pack. Each sheet is different and they have a few other different versions. I'm going to link them all down below because this is such easy nail art. It's great for beginners, but if you're someone that's more advanced, you can definitely have some fun with these. Here I started with my base coat. This is Gridlock Lacquer, a base and mortar. I decided for my glitter accent nail to use my all-time favorite silver holo polish. This is Different Dimension Big Bang and it is full coverage. This is the first coat, obviously, and it doesn't look like it's gonna be full coverage, but trust me, it will be. I usually sponge it on. Today I decided to paint it on, and it was a good decision. And then I was so excited to finally get to use Sinful Colors Kylie Jenner polish in Kobalt. Oh my god, look at how opaque that is on the first coat. And even though this polish was a little bit thicker because it's jam-packed with shimmer, it applied really easily, and wow, I was just kind of really impressed by this one. And since it was so opaque on that first coat and I knew that I was going to be using a couple of layers of top coat to smooth out those vinyls, I decided to just stick with one layer. None of my nail line was showing through, but on my Cindy hand I did use 2 coats because I like the look of 2 coats and I feel like it'll make your mani last longer. So here is my Cindy hand with 2 coats of the polish, and this is supposed to be a textured polish and it kind of reminds me of the old OPI liquid sand. So if you like that textured look, no need to add top coat, but here is what it looks like with top coat. And I think this polish is gorgeous. I recommend it. And here is the second layer of Big Bang, and as you can see, it is fully opaque except at the free edge. I didn't really seal the free edge with the glitter like I normally do with polish because sometimes the glitter will get like chunky over there, so I was just like, never mind, I'll just add some top coat. And in person you couldn't really see that little missing spot in the corner. It was fine. And here comes the vinyl peel test to see if it'll leave those little pieces onto the plastic backing. And it peeled great. I was actually expecting these to be really thick for some reason, but they were very thin. They were thinner than I thought. They were almost like a foil, which I guess makes sense because how else did they make it holo? And here I'm blowing on it for you. I don't know why. I felt like that was going to show you the thinness. I'm an idiot. And here I'm placing the vinyl onto the nail, and now I did notice on my thumbnail that normally with vinyls you can pull them back up if you place it wrong, but if you pull these back up, that foil will kind of warp and it takes away the smoothness of the foil, and then it's not as hollowy. Do you guys know what I mean? So placement is key. Place it right the first time. Then I took my cuticle scissors, and I just want to call them cuticle cutters for some reason, and snipped off all of that excess. Now you want to get extremely close to that polish line. It's very important because if you leave like little hanging edges, the top coat's not going to go over them, and then it's going to be sticking up and it's just going to be a mess. So you want to get really, really close to the edges of your nail. If not, cut it even before the edge. And while doing this, I realized how crappy these cuticle scissors are, and I totally need to go on the hunt for some better ones, maybe a little sharper. These probably came from the dollar store. They're crap. And then it was time for the big reveal, and I just love these. I didn't expect to love them this much. And then I just used my finger to push that down to make sure all those edges were attached. And then for my pinky nail, I wanted to do something different than the other 2 nails, so I normally like to put like a little stud onto my pinky nail, so instead I just used the little shapes inside the stencil. And then it was time for top coat. I used HK Girl Quick Dry Top Coat, and normally when I've used top coat over vinyls when I wasn't like ripping them off, the top coat tended to get bubbles because the vinyls were so thick and the brush just dragging over it made bubbles, but these were so thin, no bubbles were to be found. And I was thinking that the top coat was maybe going to dull the hollow finish of the foil vinyl, but as you can see, it totally didn't. It actually brought out more rainbow. Yes, top coat. And after letting the top coat dry for a few minutes, I did add a second layer of top coat because I really wanted to make sure that those vinyls were super attached to the nail and that they're not going to peel off. And also I had that glitter nail, and as you know, glitter polish eats top coat, so that definitely needed a second layer. And here are my Kylie Jenner hollow nails. What? I bet you she doesn't even know what that is. And if you are a Kylie fan, I am not throwing shade at her, so do not go into my comment section saying, this bitch is talking shit about Kylie. No, I'm not. I actually really like this polish, and I have another one that maybe I'll use eventually. The only negative to this polish is the same negative that you'll find with a lot of highly pigmented blue polishes. They tend to smell like skunk, and this one definitely smelled like skunk, but once your nail's dry, you don't smell it anymore. I hope you guys enjoyed the third addition to the How to Holo series. If you want to watch the first two, maybe you already watched them, you want to watch them again, I'm going to link the How to Holo playlist down below. And don't forget, you can follow me on Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter at twy_star. Please subscribe if you haven't already. And thank you so much for watching this video. And I will see you guys in my next tutorial. Bye! I've been posting pictures of my nails to the internet for the past 2 years, and breaking news, it's official. This is my all-time favorite nail art I've ever done.